Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. I know I said I was going to tell you on the Telegram chat, but I'm pretty sure you didn't mind.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and get to it. You know what time it is. It is time for that chart talk.
Cheers.
Cheers to the charts. Cheers
this
to
is
the
my
charts.
mic.
I like that. No, that was clean.
It is episode number 34, so
Yes,
we can cheers to Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. We like to call our head trader AB, Mr. Shaq over here. So
I'm the big guy.
I'm
the big guy.
He's definitely the big guy, but he's also the most unorthodox as well. So it works perfectly for you. Powerhouse type.
For reals. Because Shaq is definitely unorthodox as hell in everything in his life. Like, that's somebody that I don't study a lot often as I should be, I feel like, because he's a great businessman.
No, for real.
He's
he
a
is
great
cold-blooded.
businessman. Like, he's good at marketing, he's good at selling a product, and he's pretty smart with his investments. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he has some pretty smart investments.
He's got some really good investments. He invested in some stuff super early
That he is just like, you know how I remember when Michael Jordan was with Fruit of the Loom and stuff like that, and I remember when I was younger, I was like, damn, he's still Shaq swag.
That's funny.
That's crazy, isn't it? Because I thought that MJ was stealing freaking Shaq swag.
That's funny.
Like, so that just goes to tell you, like, I'm like, man, Shaq's been in the business game for a minute. But anyways, y'all, what we doing today? I'm sorry, I'm over here sipping on my mint tea. But
that's nice. We're gonna do some reviewing of the market. So on Fridays, I think that it's just, it's the end of the week. Obviously, it's a good day to go back and look at what the market did, maybe on what you could have done better, maybe what you missed out on. And it's just always good to see how the market conditions are looking up. So, let me just text this real quick. And let's get into it. So last week, what I did was I looked at the major kind of things that we look at and the major different assets, and I put the volume profiles up to kind of compare week to week and what it did. So on my 1 hour chart, I have the profile of the week. And so I'm going to take this VWAP off. And let's just look at this real quick. So this was last week, all of the price action from here to here. And then this is this week. And so you can see that price opened up right here on the dollar. It made the slightest move down. And then from there on, we just had a completely bullish week. I'm going to kind of hide this as well for now, just because I don't want
people to get confused.
Anyone to get confused with this. And let me just take it off until I get maybe to a higher time frame, if we even look at that time frame. But what we're looking at right now is the weekly profiles, okay? And just kind of getting used to what a profile looks like when it's going to go up, down, sideways, yada yada. And this is one thing that I want to kind of point out. Like I said,
and before you point this out, this out, go ahead and drop a like.
Yes, please, guys.
You are here.
It really does. Look, we're on 34 days in a row, guys, and so help us out, get the algorithm out. The algorithm only works if y'all help us with
for
it.
real, man. We appreciate all the help.
We appreciate it, definitely.
And keep on helping us. Keep on helping us to grow, because you guys are going to be the ones that are going to be saying that, oh, I remember back in the day when P and AB did this, and it was so awesome because we used to gain so much value back then versus how much value they're giving now. Because as we're gonna keep growing, guys, we're gonna give less value. Like, it's just gonna happen. it's gonna
It
be
is,
a different
and so
way
you're
how we
getting in
give.
on the
But right,
you're getting in before it, like, not before, but like kind of eventually there's not going to be any more value to give
like
anyway.
you're right now, you're at the bottom. Like right now, where you're in the bottom and you're buying. So we appreciate y'all. But yeah, go ahead and drop a like. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed. We're almost to 300 subscribers, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you keep
Definitely.
going, Pete.
Definitely. So one thing I was going to say about the volume profile is the most important part about the profile is obviously the point of control here, that red line. But the second most important part is these value areas. And I'm going to make them darker just so we can really see them a little bit more on the chart now. And these are the areas where basically of value, right? When you're seeing this area continuing, well, first of all, when you see it start to go sideways, price is very balanced. And even here, the value broke out a little bit, but not too much. Then once you see value start to decrease, that's when you're kind of in a bearish market. But then you get like a bigger value pump out of here. And now we're starting to see the value increase every single day. So with that being said, yes, we're seeing the price increase as well, but with the value of these weeks, each week the value is increasing. That is what you want to see in a bullish market. So I do believe the dollar is going to continue to go up, or maybe sideways at this point. But until we get a shift in the value below kind of this area, there's no reason to think that the dollar is going to go lower, because the volume is telling us that this should continue to go up. The literal value of it. Now, there's two different things I want to bring into this before we get into this. And for those who are on, this is some sauce. I'm not even lying.
Dropping some sauce early.
You got price is one thing. Okay, you have price is one thing, and then you have value is another thing. And so the price of an asset,
I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to realize how deep that is in itself.
Right, exactly. But this is some next level stuff. The price of an asset is completely different from the value. Okay, the price is what people are kind of willing to pay for it, but the value is how much is actually really worth. Okay, the price doesn't really tell you anything. That's one thing that I'm really learning when it comes to Wyckoff and the market profile and volume profiles and all this, is that this is just more or less an auction going on in here. And if there is participants, there's value, and you have to just follow the value, not the price. The price really doesn't mean anything, guys. And so remember that. I know a lot of people are going to tell you, like, all you need is price action, price. The price doesn't even matter if you think about it. It does not matter. What matters is, where is the value? The value inside of the value is the volume that you're really looking for.
That's like the most realist thing ever, because we usually say, like, because when you really even think about it, like how we trade, like when it comes to Fibonacci's or anything like that, we're saying, yes, we want the best pricing, but it's not really the pricing that we're looking for. It's the best value that we're looking for.
Correct. Inside of that wave, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, nah, if this is more valuable for me to invest in at this pricings, rather than less valuable if it's a little higher or something like that, And it's like, I'm thinking about it. It's like I didn't even think that's how I was thinking about it.
Right.
You know, so
It's
this is
very interesting.
it's,
But
but it's
I
even
guess
weird because, like you said, people are gonna be more drawn to the pricing than the value of whatever they're getting.
definitely.
But yeah,
Definitely.
keep going off.
Um, no, that's almost it. Let's look at the weekly profile for the dollar, just kind of see how this week shaped up. So we have here's Monday right here, and it was very much kind of sitting just in this range right here, and you can see that's where the value is right here. And then once it kind of breaks out of the value area, it creates its own range up here, kind of dips back down, and guess where it hits? This point of control. So that point of control gets tapped. One thing that usually happens is if the market doesn't like run off from this area of value, which it did not. It stayed pretty much, it tried to run off, it came back. It tried to run off, it came back. When it does that, a lot of the times it will come back into this area and just give it a tap and go. And we'll probably see it again right here. Yeah. So this day kind of went sideways, created this level here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is not real. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to backtest this later. No, my bad. I'm just talking to myself. But
and then we get this value level here that breaks clean, and then it comes back into, it already kind of hit this point of control twice, but it did more or less hold this again, and we ended up making this new move up. And so what it was showing was the value here. It increased a little bit the next day, so the value increased. And then the next day, the value increased a little bit more. So it was showing each day we should continue up. The next day we get even more value, and we almost hit this again. So we hold right here. We come into this level, come into the value level, and we move out. So here again, into value, here again into value. So boom, boom, boom. It was the cleanest
thing
market
ever.
Profile plays ever, but it's just the entries on those aren't the same as like a Fibonacci entry or whatever, right? It's based off of the market profile. And what's really cool about these plays right here is you have an area of volume here, and then the intraday structure, okay? The intraday value is sitting more or less right here, right? So when the market extends away from an area of value and the point of control is still up here, and you hit an area from the previous day of a lot of volume, you have a high probability that this is going to snap back in reverse. Not necessarily to make new highs, but to snap back into this level.
That's why I'm going crazy about it. I'm like, wait, is this something that I gotta go and back test now?
Definitely. We should back test the like strict volume profile without just breakouts, like with tests of the volume.
Real life.
But here is an interesting spot. Now that we kind of broke this high, we have a lot of the volume is sitting here now. So what that's telling me is if this market dumps right here, we're probably coming all the way back down into this area of value.
Mm-hmm.
But from there, I wouldn't have like the best read on it yet until it broke through this level. Then we would have a better read on it. But right now, it's kind of suggesting that it's just going to continue up, and on the weekly profiles, it's suggesting the same thing. But this weekly point of control right here, what it's telling me now is this is going to extend out for next week, right? If we start the week and we go like this, and that point of control is just going to sit there like that, it's most likely going to come back and hit that point of control. I'm just saying.
And if it goes back and is that point of control, it's going to blast off, in my opinion. Yep.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree. I wouldn't expect it just to hold with it being this bullish. Now, there still is one area that has not been cleared out yet. And it's down here.
Yep.
Way down here. And it makes sense because we still have, this little area here that just looks a little too open. And we have this area that just looks a little too open that hasn't been cleared out. So the way price is moving up is very clean, but at the same time, it is not impulsive. The last move here was, but this all right here was just very corrective, and it almost looked like it was going to drop. But at this point, when it's breaking structures, we shouldn't expect anything to drop, right? But look, the volume profile here on the week is showing that there is not a ton of volume sitting right here in between here. So we might see this thing slip down. And if it does slip down and it comes down into this area here, we could probably see it turn around. Honestly, it probably will not just continue to drip. And if it does do something like this, well, then we'll have a turnaround. We'll have a better idea. But until then, I think we're going to get a bullish dollar. The 4 hours also kind of showing the bullishness. Here's an area. So this is a monthly point of control now, where this month is about to close and this area is going to be important. So on a macro scale, this will be the first area I look for the dollar to hold. I won't expect the dollar to just break this level. I will expect, no matter what, even if it slams down like this, I still think it has a chance to hold here and make somewhat of a move back up, just because this is where the majority of this month's volume is at. And then the next area would be just down here at this level. So
I wholeheartedly agree.
I would say the next area it could get to, that it might shoot to, would be right here though.
Yep.
We have a month of November over here that hasn't been tapped yet. So that's probably where it's going. It should honestly give some reaction right here. It doesn't have to. It should though. It really should. With this much supply right there, I would expect it to, but it doesn't have to. If it breaks through that, we're going up. All right, let's go into the S&P. Because all the other currencies, guys, are going to be almost opposite of this. Just think of it like
basically, that. And it's so interesting, but that's just how it is. Dollar over everything. Whatever the dollar is doing, everything else is against it.
Let's go to the S&P. And I'm choosing the S&P right now, really, because, well, we're going to look at all of them. But we're going to just look at the S&P first. And let's go down to the 5 minute, because it's just easy for me to see these structures like this. So these are daily candles here on the 5 minute chart, and the value here just continue to drop sideways, drop. So to me it's looking like the value is still to the downside. We are, even prices as well, the value is definitely bearish. And let's see just kind of how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's this week right here. Okay, so we open up here, we closed down here. That's going to be a bearish, just a straight up bearish week, bearish engulfing even maybe. Let's go look at the weekly candle, and yes, we have a very nice bearish engulfing weekly candle. So we should expect this to continue to the downside. But we want to pull back. You always want to pull back. So let's go look at these profiles and see where or what areas look likely if it's going to pull back. If not,
were you on the 5 minute when you were doing it, or the 15 minute?
I'm on the 5 minute right now, but the 15 minute has the same like structure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has the same.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I wasn't sure if the previous chart, if it was on the 5 minute or the 15. I was like, huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh no,
They have
it's
the
the
same
same.
profiles.
Yeah, it should be the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the same.
You'd be nice
setting.
with the way how you have the settings.
Thank you. But let's see here. I like this. We were in this value area here. Once we broke here, we get a smooth break and retest, and it drops, and we create this value area here. And let's see, we don't ever really even test it. Once we broke this, it was a fake out. And that's no system is 100%, but you can see it also broke it. The fake out was interesting because it broke its area of value here. In here, there was not a lot of value to the downside. So this was one of those where, I like the break and retest idea more than just a breakout sometimes, but yeah, you can't do them all, definitely. And then here we get the point of control starts to form right here. We get this little breakout, retest, tiniest ever move, and then it drops pretty hard down into this area where there was no value, so it moves pretty fast. No value below this area pretty much at all. So every time the market came below this price, it either rejected it really fast or it would move straight through it, straight through back in, straight through. So there's not a lot of orders sitting right here. It was just kind of no thank you. But then once it broke it, it created its new range here. So now we should be looking for the bearish move again next week, but there's not really a good point of control until we get a little bit higher up here. So let's mark this off and this is going to be a daily point of control. And then let's go to the 1 hour and see if there is, okay, interesting. So we have this last week's point of control is sitting right here, but we also have the week before point of control is still untapped up here, very close to this level. And if we do this, we're getting some confluence up here with these volume levels sitting right next to our discounted pricing. So that is, I like that a lot. Especially with the shift in structure.
Yep.
Yeah, like it doesn't get much cleaner than that.
That's a lot of that's
even
clean.
Even if it takes, a long time for price to get there, this is a huge structural shift. No doubt about that. Agreed? Like, look at this weekly candle. That is a weekly candle that just broke structure, trend lines, EMAs, all that jazz.
It's a lot of confirmations.
It could just come up here next week and then drop.
It would still leave that volume to the upside for price to be attracted to on the higher time frame.
Yeah, the way that this looks now, even on the yearly point of control or the yearly volume profile. But look what we just tapped.
That's very
last year's point of control.
That's interesting, man.
So there's a lot of volume. There should be a lot of volume, like from here to here. Just the market loved
coming
this
back
price
down there
year before and this price. But look what we got right here.
More downside.
Ooh, more downside. So this is what I mean. This is super macro, but this is what we're expecting. This thing to do, and that's very
super
reasonable.
Realistic. Very reasonable.
That's the most realistic thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Give it. Okay, what did we just see? How much percent down did this get? Because this is about to get too realistic, and it's gonna look like the best Wyckoff look I've ever seen, with like a PS 1, 2, and then. But it probably won't do that. I'm gonna be honest. It shouldn't move fast next time it moves down.
I expect pricing, if it does get down to those prices, like at 3,600, probably like in like 2 months, maybe even 3.
Okay,
But
so
down
if
over there,
it needs to go 18%, and if it does like 3% a week, that's so realistic. And it could hit that in like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It could do that so smoothly, and people be like, damn. But that would look more like this.
Yeah,
it's probably
I'd
gonna
rather
do something like.
I'd rather see it get there like in like 6 months.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I want it to be a cold summer.
Yeah, but this is looking easy to play next week if you just have a little patience. Probably now, there's probably going to be a lot of people that try to play this move here, and I just think with it being in the area of kind of yearly volume, where this blue area is what I marked off for the yearly volume, we're probably going to see this snap, and that's okay. That's whatever, because these things are, the bulls come in when they come in, but so do the bears, low key. But right here, it's not even, it's kind of just barely out of balanced in this weekly profile. So I could see it coming back in here very easily, and then at that point it's gonna look like a pullback pattern at the bare minimum. So I'm interested to see what this is gonna do, but not too crazy about the bulls. Just waiting for it to get up here more or less.
Yeah.
And give a quick look right here. Yeah, we have similar point of controls on NASDAQ with, let's just see, yeah, similar daily point of control here, and then similar weekly point of control. Yeah, so the NASDAQ looks
hold on, zoom
exact.
out. Yeah, I want to see. Ooh, downside more. I love
and
that.
Downside more big time. So it's everything is just exactly. I mean, this downside is even closer than
the S&P.
The S&Ps. The S&Ps is, I guess there was one way down here too.
Holy crap.
But let's look at the
Mr. Dow.
Dowie.
Mr.
And honestly,
today. That's funny.
Man, I wish it would have broken more structure. It's like this looks way cleaner, but when I look at it now, it actually didn't even break the. Oh, these are monthly profiles. Never mind. Let me go to the weekly. Yeah, it broke that weekly. It broke weekly, and
Dow Jones
broke weekly.
Dow Jones broke it a while ago, though.
Yeah, Dow.
And then it broke that other structure to the left as well. So it's weird.
Yeah, but then it's holding right here.
On some bull Twinkie. I was just playing. It's not that serious, honestly.
Right. All right, let's see. This has a point of control way up here from a week way back there, and then this point of control similar to the other ones. Let me see if there's any daily point of control sitting. No. Okay, so what this is showing me, honestly, is that if price breaks above this level, it is most likely going to get back into here at the least, because there's just nothing in between here.
You know, I 1,000
bring this out sometimes.
1,000% agree.
No, okay, I won't bring it out. But there's not a lot in between. I mean, it is a value area, but it moved too fast right there, and it moves too fast every time right there. So that's a pretty, you'll be able to see it a lot easier. This week's no volume right here. So if it gets above this point of control last week, it has a possibility to come test this. I like the other one. I like the way S&P looks better. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I like S&P better because this is still in a freaking ugly range-ish.
But man, this is up high as too still. So
it looks like everything is lining up, in my opinion. The only thing is that which one's gonna get there. I think
there's gonna be some volume plays more than fib plays, but I think the fibs are gonna be where we get the first entry going, and then from there on, we'll see. All right, let's look at bit, and go to the 5-minute and see what we got cracking. So we're on the futures. I like looking at the futures. I will go and kind of check the other one after I'm done looking at this, but these are definitely better volume points in my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we go. We got the week right here, kind of sideways, starting to look ugly. I'll tell you that. Okay, value here starts to move, shift up, then it shifts down, then it shifts up a little bit, then it extends. So this is a big profile right here. This value here, and it's because of this little thing right here. I don't know. Yeah, to me this is looking more downside is heading on B.
Yeah,
it has this volume still right here, so if it can come up and test that, I think that is kind of its final look right there. So let me go into,
because bro, honestly I've been thinking and I'm like, dang man, like, and because you had said it the other day too to me, is like, should we stop necessarily caring about the sniper and trying to get the directional bias? And
yeah, because we're fire at the directional bias.
More fire directional bias.
Alright, we still have this volume,
and as long as we can make the trade a good risk to reward, then it's fire.
Okay, let me get into the weekly profiles and see what. So this is the one thing. So we do have a daily profile sitting right here. Just show it real quick again. Daily profile, point of control sitting right here, and there definitely was some value on this day, like all right here, and it came in and tapped it. So, you know, it's
eating that.
It possibly could form some type of reversal pattern here and go up. Excuse me. Bitcoin does that all the time. Like right there. So it definitely could, especially in this area. There was a ton of value over here. I want to go into the weekly and show you all that. So this price, and this price was very much the wave back here. So let's just do this and this. So inside of this area is where the most traded price was for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then this is down here. So that's kind of telling me that the price could continue down. We have another one down here as well. So I don't love these fibs too much.
I'm not in love with the fibs.
They're playable, but I don't enjoy looking at this even. I don't enjoy this.
I hate how far away that is from the fib.
This and even this. So we have 4 levels of volume to the downside that haven't been tested, and then there's a ton more if I continue left, versus just this level. So this is this monthly profile or weekly profile here, and that does line up with this daily profile here, so that's really good.
And the fib is alright.
Influence. The fib gives you some, you know, limit order if you wanted to. The 61.8, there you go. You got a good price right there. On the 4 hour, it's going to give me my monthly point of control, and we have it right here as well. So with the price action that we just saw, you know, it's kind of iffy because we are at this level of volume. I'm gonna just delete it because this was probably going to get hit anyway. It is kind of iffy because we're right here and this is kind of corrective and it could blast off again, but it would need to break this. So
not even
I would say,
man. It's like just how it stopped, like that 25K level, the way how price really rejected off of it, like how it did. Like, it's just, I don't know if Bitcoin is necessarily going to keep blasting off.
Let's look at just Ethereum really fast,
I
and
wanna
it's just
see.
very similar. Has the same type of point of control, but to me, this looks a little more bullish. I don't know why. They all look like they could stop or go. They're still in that area to me. They haven't really made that decision, but I'm starting to lean towards the bears a lot more. I want to see what it's currently doing right now.
No,
Okay,
you're right.
even
Ethereum does look a bit more bullish.
on Coinbase, the point of control is all the way down here now, instead of, the monthly point of control is sitting kind of up here on the futures chart. So that's a little interesting. It just has a couple more days of the month to calculate into its profile.
Yeah.
So
Go to the 1 hour.
but this is still here. Let's go. Actually, this looks like it wicked a little bit further, because this 61.8 has
right
hit,
next
even
to
the
the
702.
71, huh?
So on Coinbase, it wicked further down right there.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Let's go to the 1 and see. Okay, so we still have this weekly volume
Still there.
sitting here, so that's a good sign. This is
Still there.
that
Yep.
play, so that's
Now
the
it's
same
actually
thing.
into the 61.8 versus like slightly lower than that.
Right. And it would be dumb if it really didn't respect this kind of manipulative move. I feel like that would be the high for sure. I don't think if it's going to come down, I think this was kind of the LPSY, the build up, and then we're going to get a mark down. This would be like the last tap of the range, and then it should drop.
And the only thing, and the only thing that I can see if that high I feel like if that high does get broken, it's a fake out.
It's off.
It's a fake out. It's either a fake out or it's off. Like I meant, like if it leaves a wick right there, like right where the previous day's POC is at.
I can see that. I can see that if it leaves a wick like right here.
Yeah. Wait, did I say day? I meant week. Last week's POC.
Right. Okay. I can see that for sure.
That's like the only ulterior, like, oh, that's fucked up type of situation. But you always want to know the reason why a trade could possibly lose, right?
Right. That's facts. So this, I'm not even gonna front. If this does,
it looks smackish.
Give something to the upside to play, I'm not gonna be afraid to play the upside, just because there's a lot of bullish price action, and there is technically some value inside right here. So I would want to wait more for this to maybe hit the 78.6, even if like that's not really the best. This thing could definitely come down lower, no cap. But it's also interesting that this point of control is to the upside, and on the futures market, it's like right here.
Yeah, go to the futures market. Let's peep that in 4K for reals. Yeah, look at that. Huge difference.
Huh? That's very interesting. And then this point of control is down here on the regular, on the other Bitcoin. Okay, it's not going to give you it like that. Crypto Coinbase. But either way, you can still see that there's like value, regardless if it's highlighted or not.
Because even when you look at this Coinbase one, it's exactly. There's still value there, exactly.
Yeah, and there's still no value really right here.
Exactly.
There's barely any right here, and the only reason there's anything right here is because the price made it here and coiled up for just a hair.
Exactly.
It really is showing me that price has a very good possibility of, if it comes down here and holds, it's gonna make a snap. Is it gonna snap higher than this? I don't think so personally, but it very well could, because Bitcoin is one of those assets that when people get going in it, it
can
goes.
just keep going. Yeah.
So,
But then
I'm
again, it's also one of those assets that when it wants to hold the hell out of everybody, it's gonna hold.
I'm very interested to see this. And here is another thing that could happen. It very well could just come right below this area and come back up again. Because genuinely, if this is going to be a distribution type pattern
on the higher time frame, which it very well
will
looks
do
like
this
now at this point.
And then it will do this to make everyone think it's about to go to 50K, and then it'll
drop
do
harder
than hard, probably.
Yeah,
that's when it's gonna do.
That's actually very plausible.
When it's probably gonna do its like thing, and just because that's just, gosh, man, that's how Bitcoin
runs.
And you cannot deny. You cannot deny the bulls. That they're undeniable in here. Now, was this just a move by the insiders to see if there is enough demand to take this market to the upside? Because our job is to figure out what they're doing. Okay, their job's a lot more difficult than ours. Trust me. They have to figure out, is the demand really here, or is there no demand? Is there no demand and supply is still kind of present? And they have to gauge that, just like if we were to create a product, we would have to gauge the market. We would have to figure out our target market and figure out if they're willing to even buy at this price or not, right? They are the ones who move this market. And so, yeah, they could just buy whenever they want technically, but if they just throw all of their chips in at once, they won't even get the prices that they want, because they will move this shit too fast. So they genuinely have to figure out a way, if they're really if they want to send this thing up, it's already kind of looking like that's possible. I would just love this to be fake, so we could get like that reassurance that the next move up is probably the one. But yeah, this is either looking like a redistribution or reaccumulation or distribution pattern. And for the Y Coffeeans out there, that is the toughest thing to determine, whether if this is going to redistribute, or if this is going to distribute like that, or if this is going to give you a reaccumulation type look. And once it hits kind of this low here, it will kind of give a move like this, maybe one more out of here, and then boom, we're gone to the races again. Because this could be somewhat of a reaccumulation as well, and that's the hardest thing to determine, whether if this is going to do this and take off, or this and give us this like head and shoulders type look, you know what I'm saying? So difficult area right now. I really just can't deny these guys right here, but I'm also just playing the value, playing where we are. And right now,
now I'm not gonna lie, bro. That accumulation that you just drew, I mean that distribution that you just drew out on the 4-hour status, that remember how when we were talking about like, this is looking white crawfish back at 16K in them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's kind of how I'm feeling with this, like what you just drew, because that's plausible as hell.
Right. Definitely. But for now.
That's like I said, 4-hour status.
I think, let me go to this 4-hour real quick. I think for now, what I'm going to be looking at on Biddy is, because it's tough, right? Because there's not a lot of volume below, like here. There's a little bit of value down in here on this. And then there's this point of control on the daily sitting right there, or weekly sitting right there. And then we got this guy right here. I have a feeling it should hold this low, but with those volume levels there, it's tough. It's tough. I have a feeling this stupid trend is gonna hold. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta leave it up there.
It's like one of them that does that. Bitcoin is one of those.
Yeah, it's one. It definitely. I can't be denying trend lines sometimes, man. I can't be.
No, for sure.
Can't be denying them because sometimes you'll draw it out when you're back testing or something like that, and then it literally holds it, and like I'm just like, wow, bro. And you know, even there's people like look at Tori. She makes a living off of trend lines. I actually want to go and watch one of her videos and see what her strategy looks like.
Facts, me too.
I actually want to start looking at other people's strategies and back testing them and seeing how good they are.
I want to back test them live.
Ooh, we might got one.
Gold. Let's look at gold. Because gold is looking very corrective.
Oof.
Remember when it looked like this up here? Now it's starting to do that here, but the other way. And I'm getting the same vibes. I do this every other. I'm getting the same vibes.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
The only thing is on this is just I think we're gonna come into this level still, and then once it hits that, we'll get like a move back. But since this area is sitting right here, I'm not just expecting it to blast straight through it. That's the thing. So we have this level, and then this would be kind of this month's point of control. That's probably going to close within the next couple of days and sit somewhere right here.
When's the 28th? Hold on, let me find out. 4 days from now.
Yep. So to me, it's gonna we're gonna get Monday, Tuesday, and that's it.
Yeah. Yep. Monday and Tuesday.
But the value of gold on these monthly candlesticks is a month. We are putting in a bearish engulfing monthly if it breaks this. So it went from bullish engulfing to straight up wick bearish engulfing. Now I want it to kind of come into here first, and then ultimately I would like this to come into the old value level and then drop. But that's a little bit far away. Let's go more onto like a weekly profile and see. Okay, we're also getting this week's volume sitting right there, so that's definitely going to be
a play,
something to look for gold to most likely get into. That's how I'm looking at that, more than looking to trade to the downside from it. I'm looking for the market to get into that. So
and I'm kind of looking at it as price is going to go down to 1800 and then get up there.
Yeah, that's what I want to play. I want to find a trade like that. But not like this is the target, not the entry. That's like where a TP would go.
But if price does get up there,
if price gets up there, there's no trade for me because now it's like balanced itself out.
Okay.
And I ultimately still want it to come way up here on this open.
We've been waiting for that for weeks.
Right. Let's see. It made it. We waited 1, 2. This is the third week we've been waiting on it.
Yep.
And now we're getting this like falling wedge, and it's perfect because it's lining up with this volume. So we get one more pump down.
That's actually really perfect.
And then we're looking like a really solid trade right here. We could even put the stop loss below here and have somewhat of a structure. Wow, somewhat of a structured.
Now there is untested volume a little lower.
Now there is right there, so there's a little bit more. It could come and get that too, but then it could come get that, and so you just kind of have to play your volume levels. How many pips is this? 75, 85.
Yeah, you just gotta play the volume levels low key.
Yeah, and then bringing it back into there, that'd be clean a 5-1. But or you could just wait for it to hit and then find a lower time frame setup and maybe even get more than that.
Yeah.
And then silver is dying, so maybe this confirmation isn't the best, but
Silver looks like it has a lot lower. Better
Yeah,
than gold.
silver could slip. So maybe gold is gonna slip. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely closing ridiculously. Silver's closing ridiculously bearish on the weekly. Gold's closing bearish on the weekly, and then these monthly candles, like I said, just snap back down on that monthly. Even Biddy's giving that thought you had friends look.
That's funny.
Oh man, that's interesting.
That is an interesting monthly.
Let me look at GJ real quick and just get like a quick glance at it. Weekly is possibly slipping to come up into this level. Where's the volume? No volume on the weekly. You're right. That's right. Daily is, here we go. Okay. It's either about to hold right here or slip right here, huh? That's what I think. It's either gonna it's either gonna hold this level.
Damn.
Or slip.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because I'm seeing right here that there's still some holdability at that level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
There's still some holdability, and that's exactly where I'm looking to short the market at. With confirming it with the fibs.
Okay, this is better.
Or using the fibs as entry, because that's what fibs is. That's all that
this
fibs
is
are.
Better right here. So, of course, I don't really care for that trend line, but because this is more or less the structure that you're hoping to hold.
Absolutely.
So this would be the play here, and there is monthly point of control right
and I
here.
can live with how much higher. I can live with that. I can live with how much higher it is for my entry.
Right, and then that's that looks cold, but to me, with there being literally an actual gap in this volume profile right here,
it's gonna
I'm
be
surprised
scary.
this didn't even slip straight through that. But look what it did, dude. It came straight into
the day's
control and says swoop. This is the month of February's point of control. After it broke out of this value area, it came back into the point of control. These value areas and point of controls, man. If
it would have came slightly lower, it would have been low-key cold-blooded or
I like that.
I know you do.
Look at how when it broke out of this last week's value area, it took off, bro. And then it came back straight into it and took off again.
It's no mercy.
Dang. Okay, so the value right now is starting to pick up. You see how we're getting the darker areas up, sideways. We get this retracement into here, and we get the up move. We get another up move. I'm looking for this to
that
continue.
thing came in cleanly, very clean into that right here, between the 16th and the 17th, or the 16th and the 25th or 23rd. Like, price came into that volume very clean and then took off.
Where we at right here?
No, over here.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came right there and took and it said see ya.
It
seriously so
barely missed it, but that's
doable, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Dang, that's cold-blooded.
And then another thing about this is, like, when the market does this type of move into an area like this and it leaves the point of control up like that, what this is showing is so much imbalance, but also it balanced it out here, but now we have imbalance to the upside, so we should expect a move back up.
Clean.
Very easy to read sometimes, but then other times it's a little more subjective. But right here, you know, it is hindsight, no doubt, but when you have this open point of control, then the market makes a move down into it, but leaves you another point of control up here and showing you, hey, there's no value down at this day. But there was right here, boy, that's almost the sign that it's a fake move down, more or less, and or just a move into an area to move again. Have you heard the term sell to buy? That's that right there. So let's go and look at this maybe on the 5-minute and just see how profiles are looking. Okay, very interesting. This is going to leave a daily point of control that's open. And so with the market, in my opinion, looking like it still
can go back to that. Okay, so this is so now I have a question. I wanted to ask you about this earlier. I forgot. Thank you for bringing this. So with this POC down here still untapped, would you think that this is a good case scenario of double dipping off of a 78.6 play? I wanted to ask you that. If it got
down there, let's do this real quick. Let me just see, because this got pretty close. Let me go to like the 1 hour and see if there's anything else right here, because this got hit. Probably not, just because there is still so much imbalance right here, and just the wave of it right there is to me, it's like this is the whole wave in a way.
Okay.
And this is like a lower time frame wave, but it isn't at the same time. It's like that 1 hour too, but since it already got that low, if it came back down like that, I would expect it to do this maybe, because this area is either supposed to,
I agree,
it's either supposed to go yay or like no. So
he said yay. I love that, but no, I agree.
And then I would say for this week though, it like the market ended up being pretty balanced, right? It started off down, up, down, up. It's like it completed a little cycle more or less right there. So I would say, since it's balanced right now on the weekly is balanced, which means the 4 hour should be not necessarily balanced, I guess, but it's in value, so it's still sort of kind of balanced. But the 15-minute is the one that is a little out of balance right now. So what I'm going to be looking for, since the value is going to the upside, if the market comes down to balance itself out, and the profile of Monday, the volume profile is still to the upside, when this market comes down, that's going to give us the best idea to take this market up.
Okay,
so,
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's actually really clean,
Yeah. So we'll be looking for GJ to the upside as long as that POC remains up there, showing us, hey, we still got, like, the price should still come up here. This price doesn't mean shit. The value's up here. But remember when we cared about it a little bit right here? Yeah. Okay, cool. Boom. Let's come back. So that would be like picture perfect, clean. I'm not gonna look at anything else though, because everything else is gonna be.
You read your mind. You read my mind, God. But don't give all the sauce. You gotta give some sauce for Sunday.
Yeah, that we'll be getting deep into it on Sunday. We might even go over that all again on Sunday, just because it's. I'm gonna keep all this on like a weekly review, so we'll be able to come back and kind of look at some of these prices that I thought I marked up. Let's see, I marked them off on here. And just kind of see what it does. I don't really want a bias on there, but just seeing how these prices and point of controls hold or don't hold, I guess, will be very cool to see. So we'll be able to come back and look at this weekly review next week on Friday and go back to see how those work. Now, the chart talk is what we usually keep everything on for the week, but we're gonna always come back on this on Fridays. So, you got anything to add for us, brother?
No, that's about it. The only thing that I have to add is tap in tomorrow. Tomorrow is crypto talk.
Definitely.
You already know that
All
y'all
right.
want to tap in for that. But no, that's about it.
Yeah, Crypto Talk's gonna go hard tomorrow because we're probably gonna have some type of trade idea.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. So with that being said,
All right.
I'll let y'all have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Later, everybody.